Welcome. Thanks. Thanks for the thumbs up and the answering. I appreciate that. As a prof who's been teaching into the void for the last however many weeks, it's nice to see you and to see the thumbs up. My name is Dr. Tracy Bilsing. I'm an assistant dean here in the Honors College, and I'm excited to have our first URS info meeting for the 2021 URS. Before we begin, I'd like to introduce my wonderful co-chairs, two of whom are here today. I have Anubhav Thakur, who is the president of the ambassadors, yay, and Julissa Alvarez, who is the current co-chair and the one who knows everything about the URS, right? Okay, so what I'd like to do initially, welcome to you all, is to give you a brief overview of the URS. And Julissa and Anubhav, if you want to chime in at any point, please do not hesitate to do that, okay? The date of the URS is set for April 24th, 2021. It's a little crazy that I can even say that right now in the midst of all that this is going on. Before we had to cancel the URS for 2020, we had over 450 people registered to attend and to present at the conference. So it's a huge, huge conference. And what we're going to have to do is sort of reinvent ourselves for this time around, which we can do. I have full confidence in us. So the URS is a professional conference for undergraduate students only. All ranks of undergraduate students, all disciplines of undergraduate students, to present their current, ongoing, or completed research. One of the wonderful elements of the Honors College that I really appreciate is that we foster undergraduate research and everything that goes into undergraduate research. My other co-chair has just joined us. Olivia, Heide, is here. She's just brand spanking new, so we're going to dump her in the deep end. You too, Anubhav. So when this conference is completely free to attend and to participate, we work with not just the university. The Honors College hosts this conference. We work with the university and especially Eureka. Dr. Amado Chattery is the director of Eureka, which is Excellence in Undergraduate Research and Creative Activities. I think that works out with the acronym to foster undergraduate research. And this conference highlights all of the hard work that our students do all the time, really, with research. And so this provides a wonderful venue for you guys to network and present your research, your ongoing research, get feedback from not just your peers, but also faculty. Let me get my notes here. We are going to, as I said before, have to reinvent ourselves, but the basic elements are still going to be the same. The date of the conference is April the 24th. The deadline for registration is March 15th. We are going to have our website updated soon. The registration will open up by October 31st, and we'll send an announcement out too. So we have to do some work on registration and on our venues and things like that. Aside from being a wonderful conference for you guys to train yourselves for outside the outside world where you're going to have to present things, we offer, or this conference offers several scholarships for you all. For honor students only, we have the Assam Scholarship. Dr. Hiranyanath has been very, very generous in creating this scholarship for honor students, especially. We also have best overall posters, best overall oral media, and I'll get to those in just a second. Those are $500 scholarships each. We also have honorable mention oral media and honorable mention poster, and those are $250 scholarships each. We also have a graduating senior award, best overall graduating senior award, that doesn't necessarily involve money because you're graduating and you're going out into the real world to to earn your own money. I'm just kidding. It's the end of a long day. Thanks, Anubhav. Sorry. This is the way I run my classes, so okay. Anyway, but there will be a lovely gift available for the graduating senior. And I suspect that because we're going to have to reinvent the formatting of this conference, that I can talk my boss, Dr. Bell, into probably a couple of ad hoc awards, just because I think we need good news right now, right? Okay, so we have two types of presentations that you guys can engage in. The first type is called the oral media presentation, and you will have, if you choose this type of presentation, you will have 12 to 15 minutes to present your research in an organized and a wonderful manner to an audience. Typically, we have 4 students on a panel to form a panel for a session. These can be thematically linked. These can be parts 1 through 4 of a group project that 4 students have collaborated on. So each student will have 12 to 15 minutes to present his or her own part of that research, the larger research project. Our other type of research is, other type of presentation is the poster presentation. And typically what happens is that you all, if you choose the posters, you all get your poster, your research poster printed out and displayed. I think it was in CHSS the last time we had it. No, I'm sorry, the LSC in some of their open classrooms and stuff. So this year, or pardon me, next year, in 2021, we are going to have to probably do something, not probably, we're going to have to do something in virtual format. And I've been working with IT or talking with IT at SAM here just initially to see what sorts of things we can do to facilitate a really wonderful conference or conference experience as much as we can for our students, and not just our students, but faculty and family as well. We're all very much invested in what you guys produce and what you all do. So in the upcoming weeks, what we're planning to do is work much more closely with IT, come up with not necessarily a new set of parameters, because a presentation is a presentation, whether it's oral media and recorded or poster and recorded. And so we will start putting out information on the Undergraduate Research Symposium website. And I'm going to share my screen here with you for just a second. If you are not familiar with this website, this is our Undergraduate Research Symposium website. We will be working on the URS guidelines and the resources tab in order to help you all facilitate a better experience, okay? And so, again, I urge you to register. I urge you to participate, absolutely participate. Just because it's going to be in a different sort of format doesn't mean it's any less wonderful. And again, we are offering those scholarships, and so we do expect professional presentations. If you do register and participate in this conference, you will put this on your resume, because this is a professional conference and it is run by professionals. You will also get feedback from faculty moderators who will view your presentation and give you constructive and constructive feedback on your presentation. Julissa, Anubhav, and Olivia, what else can I add? What have I forgotten?
So personally, for me, I participated this past year. I presented my paper which was part of my thesis that I'm doing right now, and I did receive an award, the FAST grant, and yeah, it was a scholarship, and it was great. But what was even greater or better was So I'm applying to graduate school right now, and a lot of like grad programs, they look for like previous experience in research. So I'm talking academic research. So when I tell them that, hey, I've actually written this paper and I presented at this symposium, and I tell them about these things, it's very impressive. And that's something that, and I'm sure you know about this more than me, but from what I've seen right now, it looks really impressive. And so for students who are looking into like graduate school, it is really helpful.
It is very helpful, and I would also say that many of you have other opportunities to present at other conferences as well. This is a great way to begin that process too. Just as Anubhav was saying, that to build that resume, especially if you're going to graduate school, postgraduate school, that does look great. It also looks great on resumes when you can say to, let's say, your new boss that yes, I have presented at a professional conference before, so I do have that experience behind me. Yes, absolutely. Um, and I think more than what Anubhav was saying, this professionalism. I think the conference really highlights networking among students or between students, however that goes. And one of the wonderful things that I have seen happen is that students from completely disparate fields will connect over a topic that brings them together. And so they do future research or future work on that particular topic. Julissa, Olivia, anything to add?
I was just gonna say for students to not be discouraged, even if you're not going to graduate school. So this is a great opportunity for you to improve your public speaking skills or just
Absolutely.
researching that can definitely benefit you in your career field or any job that you do before you become a professional in the field. And if specifically towards if there's any freshmen here, you can start off with like the poster presentation. um, and kind of, I guess the last thing I was going to say was to don't be afraid to reach out to professors if you don't necessarily know what to research, or if this is like going to be your first exposure to research, as well as Dr. Bilsing and all of us three coaches are here to help you out if we can in any way as well.
Thanks, Julia. So that is a very, very good point. I've been asked several times, I don't know what to do research on. I want to participate, but I don't know what to do research on. First things first, I would say to those people who are waffling around about that, what are you interested in? It doesn't have to be, it does not have to be linked necessarily to a class that you're taking. Okay, your research. I'm going to use Maria again here. One of our ambassadors was one of my students, a student in one of my freshman classes. She told me she did not like academic research. And I said, what are you doing at college then? I teased her. Anyway, she was very much interested in cosplay and in creating cinema ready or cinema exact replicas of costuming. Well, that's research. How are you going to look these things up? How are you going to find out about this information unless you look it up? That is research. That is what we do. And she gave a great presentation, and she had the opportunity to have her presentation published in the CHSS Journal, The Measure. So start with, what are you interested in? What are you interested in? What questions do you want to have answered through your research? I know Olivia has participated. Didn't you say you participated in the URS last year, Olivia? Yeah.
Yes, I've participated before. I presented actually outside of my field.
Great.
I'm a biology major, and I presented on a project from psychology. Just because you can. So like Dr. Bilsing said, it doesn't have to be something related to a class that you're in or coursework that you've done. Although it can be if
Absolutely.
you have a class that you're in and you had to write a paper where you picked a certain topic or you did something that you were interested in. That is research. A lot of classes require research, and you don't even kind of know you're doing it. So if there's something you enjoyed in it, go to your professor and talk to her about it and see what you can do. A lot of times you can turn a research paper from an assignment into a really easy abstract. And if you're interested in it, it's a great way to get involved and get your foot into the door by doing that and coming to the symposium here on campus.
Absolutely. I think that's also great commentary. It is face-to-face, high energy, so much fun, lots of networking, lots of talking, laughing, etc. This is going to be a little different, but I don't think it's going to be any less exciting and fun to watch this whole thing unfold. I'm very excited about it. I'm a little trepidatious about it, but I'm excited about it too. One thing that I forgot to say is that when you do register to present, you're going to need the name of a faculty mentor / advisor. Okay, the registration is going to ask you for that. For Maria Hendrickson, who was out of my class by then, I agreed to be her advisor because Maria is a biologist, or is a biology major, and I'm an English professor. She didn't know who to turn to have her an advisor for, mastercraft sewing and cinema perfect clothes. Well, I'm not the expert, but I helped guide her along. If you have a professor that you feel comfortable asking, either a professor of a particular class that you're using that research for, you do have to have a faculty advisor / mentor. Graduate students, graduate assistants who are teaching classes can act as these mentors and advisors as well. Okay. Are there any questions or points that I need to clarify? And I'm asking our group here if you have questions or need me to clarify something, or if I've forgotten something, coaches. Please do not feel. Angela, you have lit up.
Yes, ma'am. I was wondering, do you need to be a part of the Honors College to participate?
Angela, that is a fantastic question. And no, you do not have to be a member of the Honors College to participate. In fact, we really, really want to encourage all students outside of the Honors College to check this out because we host this. That's what we do, but we want to invite everybody. We want to invite everybody. So come on. What else can I answer for you? You can chat too. You don't have to speak if you're too shy.
Are you allowed to use a PowerPoint presentation as part of the media?
Yes, ma'am, you are. And the way that this is probably going to end up working out, and do not write this in stone right now because it is a fluid situation. What we are probably going to ask is that you all record your presentations using the Kaltura or Zoom that is available to you through Sam Houston State University. What we are going to do, and the ambassadors just don't know it yet, is going to create some info videos about how to go about creating a Kaltura video and things like that. And I know that with Kaltura and Zoom, you can share your screen and you can still have your face up in the corner and talk through your PowerPoint presentation. So yes, you are very much allowed to use PowerPoint presentation. I have a question here from Desiree. Is there an abstract due date or is that included with registration? That is a great question. The abstract is indeed included in registration, and the abstract should be around 750 words. No, not 750 words. 75 to 100 words about your topic. Now, that brings me to another point. That on our Undergraduate Research Symposium website right now, under resources, there is great information there from our library. They put this together on how to go about writing an abstract and so on. So you can find those resources there as well on our URS website page. My mic is on. For those of us who have never participated in something like this before, how do you recommend that we get started? Well, Brandy, that's a great question. If you want to present And if you are now engaged in some research, maybe as Julissa said, for a paper or an assignment in class, you can parlay that and work that into a presentation. For me, the best way to get started has always been in my own research, what am I interested in and what do I want to find out more about? You start with a research question. Well, I'm an English professor, so part of my research questions would be, well, what I'm working on or used to have been working on is how does food imagery in a piece of literature reveal political constructs that are working during that time in that literature? Okay, that's my research question. It's very narrow, it's very small, but it's interesting to me. And so get started by doing something that is interesting to you. You also do not have to do this by yourself. We do take group projects so that, let's say, if you choose to do one part of a panel, but there are two of you, each of you can have a part in presenting of that 12 to 15 minutes, 7.5 minutes each, let's say. So you guys can work on an interdisciplinary topic if you want to. Yeah, B. Yes. And so, yes, absolutely. An interdisciplinary topic would be great. We urge interdisciplinary stuff because sometimes we get so caught up in our own areas that we don't see how many other areas can be really wonderfully linked together. I love doing that. I love doing that.
If I could just make one more comment, that is that we do accept research in all stages of the research process. You don't have to have a complete, answer or, whatever you're in, whether you're involved in undergraduate research separately with a professor, or if you're just doing, like we said, taking a paper that you're interested in and doing a small research project. You do not have to have, in order to present, every step in research and a final conclusion and everything. You can present your research, you can propose your question. It's just all about the inquiry.
Absolutely. I think that's a really, really good comment. People are so worried about, well, what happens if the end result of my research doesn't fit with what I've presented? Well, that's part of research. That's part of research is turning that corner and going, oh, wait a second, I forgot about that. I need to add that, or that does away with what I thought before. That's about the research process, but Olivia is very, very right. Don't be afraid at all. If you have not completed the research project, present part of it. I've been at this several years, both as a moderator and as a faculty sponsor. And I've seen students add in successive years, do the same presentation, but adding information that they have gotten over the years. So that's what research is about. Hannah, how would we present when we don't have the conclusion/end result? Well, Hannah, this is what you say in your presentation. Here's what I think is going to happen. This is what I'm working towards. This is what I have in place to see what I can prove. The end result will come in next year, in my coursework next year, or in my research in the lab next year. But this is what I'm thinking is going to happen. Yeah, you can do that. We do that all the time. Great. Great question. Great showing. Let me ask you guys this question, just in general. Would you feel more comfortable recording yourselves and then presenting that recording, or having that recording housed for people to watch on a certain date? You can do a thumbs up. Desiree says yes, exclamation. So
yes, if I also could say, I did a virtual format for ABCT conference that's in November, and they had us record everything. I'm not sure how they're going to format it, though, as far as us watching or presenting, but as far as submitting, we all recorded over our presentation and then sent it.
How did you like that, Hannah?
I liked it. It was a lot easier.
Than standing up in the front of a group of people who have eyes on you all the time? That's the fun about it. That's the fun about conferences too, because I'll tell you a secret that every faculty member that you know who's gone to conferences gets nervous. I don't care how old they are. I don't care how many conferences they've been to. You always get nervous. It's a good thing. Okay, well that lets me know that we're on our right track, on the right track. Any other questions, guys, gals, folks? We will arrange for everybody to get some swag too. Julissa, Anubhav, and Olivia, we got to figure that out. We got a brand new t-shirt. We got a brand new logo. We're coming along. There you go, masks, everything. That's right. Okay, if you all are okay with and don't have any other questions, what I'm going to do is collect everybody's emails and we will keep you guys updated, okay? Even if you don't want to present, we will still keep you updated. In fact, we will nag you to present. How about that? It's a lot of fun. It's so very, very, very worthwhile to do this for a number of reasons. I hope I've named just a few for you. We are going to be having one more info session just like this tomorrow, same bat time, same bat channel. If you want to attend again, that's fine. I don't think that you're going to get double engagement points if you do this twice. We'll filter you out. But if you do have questions that crop up, please do not hesitate to contact us at urs@shsu.edu, and we will be putting up updates consistently here in the very near future. If you want to hang out for just a little bit to ask me a private question that you didn't want to ask anybody else, I'm happy to hang out with you guys as well. I am recording this, so I will figure some way to post this on our Undergraduate Research Symposium webpage. I think I can do that, can't I? Yeah, okay, good. I don't know. I'm a late boomer, by the way. Yes, there you go. Think about that for a while. Okay, thank you so much for attending. Thanks, co-chairs. I'm so glad you're with me. You know, part of your job is to keep me calm. Right, okay, how did I do? All right, okay. All right, bye. Thank you all so much for attending. Bye, guys.